Today we're reading references out of As Bill Sees It to Twelfth-Stepping. Page 18, Companion and Partner. Dr. Bob was my constant companion and partner in the great AA adventure. As the physician and great human being that he was, he chose work with others as his prime AA vocation and achieved a record which in quantity and quality none will ever surpass. Assisted by the incomparable Sister Ignatia at St. Thomas Hospital in Akron, Ohio, he, without charge, medically treated and spiritually infused 5,000 sufferers. In all the stress and strain of AA's pioneering time, no hard word ever passed between us. For this, I can thankfully say that the credit was all his. I took my leave of Dr. Bob, knowing that he was to undergo a serious operation. The old broad smile was on his face, and he said almost jokingly, "Remember, Bill, let's not louse this thing up. Let's keep it simple." I turned away, unable to say a word. That was the last time I ever saw him. 21. Citizens again. Each of us in turn, that is, the member who gets the most out of the program, spends a very large amount of time on 12th step work in the early years. That was my case, and perhaps I should not have stayed sober with less work. However, sooner or later, most of us are presented with other obligations to family, friends, and country. As you will remember, the 12th step also refers to practicing these principles in all our affairs. Therefore, I think your choice of whether to take a particular 12th step job is to be found in your own conscience. No one else can tell you for certain what you ought to do at a particular time. I know that you are expected at some point to do more than carry the message of AA to other alcoholics. In AA, we aim not only for sobriety, we try again to become citizens of the world that we rejected, and of the world that once rejected us. This is the ultimate demonstration toward which 12th step work is the first, but not the final step. 6-7. Thousands of founders. While I thank God that I was privileged to be an early member of AA, I honestly wish that the word founder could be eliminated from the AA vocabulary. When you get right down to it, everyone who has done any amount of successful 12-step work is bound to be the founder of a new life for other alcoholics. AA was not invented. Its basics were brought to us through the experience and wisdom of many great friends. We simply borrowed and adapted their ideas. Thankfully, we have accepted the devoted service of many non-alcoholics. We owe our very lives to the men and women of medicine and religion. And speaking for Dr. Bob and myself, I gratefully declare that it had not been for our wives, Anne and Lois, neither of us could have lived to see AA's beginning. 195. The language of the heart. Why, at this particular point in history, has God chosen to communicate his healing grace to so many of us? Every aspect of this global unfoldments can be related to a single crucial word. The word is communication. There has been a life-saving communication among ourselves, with the world around us, and with God. From the beginning, communication in AA has been no ordinary transmission of helpful ideas and attitudes. Because our kinship in suffering and because our common means of deliverance are effective for ourselves only when constantly carried to others. Our channels of contact have always been charged with the language of the heart. 304. Single purpose. There are those who predict that AA may well become a new spearhead for a spiritual awakening throughout the world. When our friends say these things, they are both generous and sincere. But we of AA must reflect that such a tribute and such a prophecy could well prove to be a heavy drink for most of us. That is, if we really came to believe this to be the real purpose of AA, and if we commenced to behaving accordingly. Our society, therefore, will prudently cleave to its single purpose, the carrying of the message to the alcoholic who still suffers. Let us resist the proud assumption that since God has enabled us to do well in one area, we are destined to be a channel of saving grace for everybody. In our final reading, 331. The great fact. We realize we know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask Him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. The answers will come if your own house is in order. But obviously you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with Him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. To the newcomer, abandon yourself to God as you understand God. Admit your faults to Him and to your fellows. Clear away the wreckage of your past. Give freely of what you find and join us. We shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you will surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. May God bless you and keep you until then.